Well, hey guys, it's Kat and Steve with the Positively Midwest podcast.
So before we get started, we're trying something a little new.
Okay, so we've hooked up with Anchor.fm to help us keep launching Positively Midwest to as many ears as possible.
If you haven't heard of Anchor, it is the easiest way to make a podcast.
Well, it's free!
And there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
Now, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and many more!
You can even make money with no minimum listenership.
It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place!
Download the free Anchor app or go to anchorapp.fm to get started.
Now, sit back and enjoy the next episode of the Positively Midwest podcast. Hey everybody, and welcome to Positively Midwest. I'd like to say welcome back, because hopefully you've been listening now for what is 45 episodes.
Woo!
So I'm Steve Jerns, and across from me as always is my lovely wife, Catherine Jerns.
Hello, everybody.
So, as I mentioned, we are recording episode 45 already of Positively Midwest.
That made the year go fast.
Well, it's not over yet. So we are simultaneously doing a Facebook Live whilst we are recording this episode, number 45 of Positively Midwest, which I found an article like I do from medium.com. And this is how to be part of the solution. Problem solving a problematic mindset. So,
That sounds like something you're notorious for saying, Steve.
it is. I do generally often say, are you being part of the problem or part of the solution? And I think that means whether or not we're parenting, whether or not at work, or just in your personal life or with your friends, whatever. So, social media, we've been talking about that a lot lately with everything that's been going on. So when you're out and about on there, are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution?
I found this saying today while we were looking up sayings and quotes for gear. Bum, bum, bum. And it says, you are your choices. So I like that. That goes along with tonight.
Yeah, it really does. So anyways, I also want to go on record, and with the Facebook world out there, wish my head kind of blocked this one light. This one. Wait.
It's your halo.
There it is. Okay, but I want to go on record, and I want to just give a big shout out to everybody, especially over the last couple weeks, if you will, because our group has officially jumped over 1,600 people.
Wow.
When I looked a little after 5 o'clock today, there was 1,602.
That is impressive. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, so we, I guess, as we've explained, we just, I was sitting around, and as I was scrolling through Facebook, like everyone does multiple times a day, or social media, everybody was shouting at each other. There's a lot of negativity and stuff out there. And so I wanted to try to make a difference and try to change it. But not only that, I wanted to engage our thoughts, and I want you to, think about other things. It might be something difficult, like suicide. It might be something charitable, like a charity, or something we want to highlight in that regard, but do some learning while we do it. It might be about getting a good night's sleep and how that can be beneficial to your health. It might be a fitness guru.
Yeah.
Like our friend Megan White. She had a great episode, and I learned a lot about her and ladies in general. Postpartum being one of those things that I would never.
What episode number was that?
So, yep.
I was going to tell them that they should go back and find it.
Well, you can't do that.
Why?
Well, then you have to fill the time.
Okay, so if you guys haven't had a chance to check out all of our podcast episodes, we are on all major podcast platforms. Also, you can go to www.positivelymidwest.com, and then you can either start from the beginning, or you can scroll through, I use
Episode
Spotify.
27.
So I use Spotify. You can scroll through and just pick and choose different. Are you trying to mute me?
No, I don't know if you're talking really loud or if the volume's really loud.
And you can pick and choose like which episode. So what was that?
Yeah, I swear.
27.
Stop.
And you can
How
hear
many episodes have we done?
45.
Episode number 27.
27. And so that's where he learned a lot about ladies and postpartum and from our fitness guru friend, Megan White. So you'll have to check it out. Missy, hello. How are you? I'm over the top tonight.
Just a little. I mean, it's okay. It's great, but just so you see comments.
I can.
What are you in the group or are you on the page?
I clicked the thing that popped up that said you were live.
Get
Man.
out of here, Facebook.
We're reaching two different platforms.
you have to
then.
read
You're in
stuff.
one of the spot and I'm in one of the spots. You're fine.
Okay. All right, I thought it was a comment. That's where I was confused. I thought she commented and then you said hi. I miss you. She did an episode 2. Do you want to know what number that was?
I do. You guys should learn about Missy, the former executive director for the historic Goss Opera House in Watertown. Missy did
Number
a
36, episode 36.
phenomenal job
Number 36.
helping to raise over $5 million to be able to revitalize the Opera House. It's absolutely gorgeous if you haven't checked it out. So check out that episode 36 with Missy.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get into this. So, did I finish giving shouts out to people? I don't think so. I think that you sort of interrupted me, which is okay. But then, so if you're an avid listener, you know we're very focused individuals. So anyways, I just wanted to give a big shout out, and this is heartfelt because we spoke to another mutual friend of ours, if you will, and she was the second episode, Miss Brittany Petrick, and she handled a situation that I found some inspiration through, and so I talked to her for a minute on the phone, and this was something I had been thinking about anyway, so I wanted to be a little bit more engaging, maybe in your face, or like not necessarily controversial, but like just more engaging in your thoughts and your heart, stuff that's just a little bit more, maybe it is a little more controversial in a sense. I mean, we're already talking about some touchy subjects, but and then just put some more of my thoughts out there instead of just kind of, sharing regular picture quotes, things like that. I've already said that not making these. I go and find them, and whatever rings out as I go through my phone at that moment allows me to talk a little bit more about how I am feeling or how it makes me feel. And then you can interpret that how you want to. But in the last week, since I've decided to kind of continue to push it a little bit further, I've seen some growth in the group. I've seen some more feedback and a few more reactions. And, the more that we grow the group, the more that we grow the page. If you wouldn't mind taking a second to go to the Positively Midwest page and liking it, because that's kind of, if you want to advertise anything, or if you want to just kind of reach more people that way through boosting things, it's one way to do it. But our group kind of brings us all together. So I like to have both of them, and the group was the original idea. But we had to have a regular page to link it to the website, or you wouldn't be able to see. And so if we have new people check out the website, they don't see the Facebook presence.
Right.
Although people probably know how to search anymore. But anyways, we've had a lot of shares. We've had a lot of people inviting people to the group. And I just sincerely appreciate that. Not that I never thought that we were doing something special, but it just kind of solidified and continued to inspire me further that, we are actually doing something. I mean, we might be making a little bit of a difference in people's lives. We might be inspiring people and actually changing our news feeds a little. Which over the last couple of weeks, we've dealt with elections and we've dealt with a lot of politics. People saying a lot of things, and I don't care what side of the fence you're on. If you are one of the rude people, there's other ways to handle it.
Yeah.
There just really is, and that's where maybe I would say Are you getting a little more controversial? Because that might be a steadfast soapbox opinion, but it's in all contexts. I don't care if it's politics. I don't care if it's, whatever subject it is. Be the change. So
it goes back to,
now we got like 7 people watching.
It goes back to your saying that you've used a lot in the previous episodes of keep your judgy pants in the dryer. So keep your judgy pants in the dryer, put your positive pants on, and make sure that you are spreading positive and kindness in your social media or while you are talking to people.
Yeah, so I found this article from medium.com, and it's how to be part of the solution, problem solving a problematic mindset. So problem solving has become an essential skill. Everyone is required to problem solve on a daily basis. It can be solving challenges as massive as climate change, health epidemics, global starvation, or even as mundane as what's for lunch. And this was written, looks like December 21st, 2017. So now, let me ask if there's any guys that are out there that are listening. But if you are with someone, and how many times does your significant other want to go eat at either I don't care or whatever you want or whatever? I know those are one of our favorite places to go eat.
Somebody should really open up a restaurant called Those Things. Okay.
Yeah.
Gold mine.
So, but first, a refresher on necessary problem-solving steps. 1, define the problem. 2, solve by testing and evaluating possible options. 3, finally, we arrive at a solution. Let's problem solve a problematic mindset. Number 1, define the problem. In this age of I want it now, where often stress gets in the way, problem solving is not easy. As soon as frustration sets in, we start to care less. Worst case scenario, flipping a table. That is when the problem-solving mindset crumbles into a problematic mindset. Ooh. A problematic mindset. A problematic mindset is a state of mind where we fail to handle problems effectively. It's not a healthy mindset because it affects the ability to do work. It stops us from finding a solution. Well, jumping to solutions. Failing to define the problem is the worst thing that we can do when we try to overcome challenges. Do not jump straight to solutions without giving the issue much thought. It produces counterproductive work. Motion versus progress. A problematic mindset is devious. It camouflages itself as useful work. It makes us think we're solving the problem, where in fact, we're not. Do not confuse motion and progress. A rocking horse keeps moving, but it does not make any progress. Cash me outside. Beware, this attitude can lead to a catastrophic failure. Jaboom! I think that's what it says. Look. J-I-B-A-B-O-O-M. Jaboom! All right.
Alrighty then.
Step 2, solving the problem. Here's a quote that caught my eye while preparing for this article. If you are not a part of the solution, you are a part of the problem. Eldridge Cleaver. Okay. It occurred to me that we need to be conscious about mindsets to prevent jaboom. Likewise, a team leader must be mindful of the team's mindset. If the majority of the part of the problem, you guessed it. Oh wait. If the majority is part of the problem, you guessed it. Jaboom. I don't even know if that's the word, but
Spell it.
J-I-B-A-B-O-O-M. Jababoom. Yibibaboom. Solving for X. Excuses. I've been reflecting on some of my near-death jabooms. I discovered that problematic mindsets start from how we respond in conversations and situations. I've identified problematic excuses that limit our potential of becoming better problem solvers. Let's go through the list. How often do you respond in conversations and situations? Top problematic excuses versus solutions. So, problem, I don't know, versus solution, I'll find more information. So you get it? So The first thing I'm going to say is you're part of the problem. The second part of what I'm going to say is part of the solution. Okay? I don't know, but I can give you an answer. I'll find out more. I'll get back to you soon. Those were good examples. Problem. I assume. Thought. Versus solution. I clarified. I assumed it's urgent, so I worked on it overnight. That could be part of the problem. Solution. I clarified with the stakeholders. They need it by the end of the month. Well, now, one, you didn't overwork yourself by just assuming this had to be done right now. And so maybe you didn't get the work done properly because you rushed through it. Maybe you just worked too hard when you didn't need to.
Right?
Problem. I am waiting for versus solution. I chased for. I am still waiting for a reply. I haven't started work. So you stopped everything you could be working on because you were saying, oh, I'm waiting for a reply. That's a problem. Solution. I've chased for the documents. In the meantime, I can do other tasks. There you go. Problem. I'm not inspired. Versus solution. I searched. ... Problem. This environment is so uninspiring to brainstorm. I need coffee. Versus solution. I searched Google, Pinterest, and YouTube. I also ran a quick survey and discovered great insights. Excuse me, because you heard that through Catherine's microphone.
And so it's just saying, don't make excuses for yourself. Don't make excuses for others. Keep chasing.
Find ways to be part of the problem or solution. I don't have time. Problem versus solution. I'll find time. Problem. I don't have time. I'm very busy. Now, we've talked in other episodes and we've posted stuff in the page too that I think it's a true fact. We make time for what we really want in life or what we really want to do. So solution, I'll find time. I'll prioritize some of my tasks and find more time. So that probably goes with one of the other ones too, where you maybe you were structured and you found a way by doing other research, or you found out, oh, this doesn't have to be done till tomorrow. This doesn't have to be done till next week. So you can prioritize your things and not try to get everything all done at once.
But considering, depending upon the situation, if people are trying to ask you of things and you are struggle to saying no, so you do overwhelm yourself, overwork yourself, or expect too much out of yourself, the power and the positivity of the word no was last week's episode. And so sometimes that's okay to say no. Instead of just saying, I don't have time for things, sometimes you just have to tell people no.
Well, yeah, but when it comes strictly to prioritizing, you have to make sure that you're, putting those into the right context and the right time frame, so
correct,
that you can make time for something, whatever that person wants to do with you. Chill, Netflix and chill, party, go to church. Okay. Problem. I am not experienced. It's my first time to do this. Don't expect too much. Versus solution. I'll do my best. I asked for tips. I target to meet expectations. How we respond affects the outcome of situations. Stop talking about the problem. Start thinking of solutions. So number 3, the solution. Have you noticed how you respond to similar situations? Which side do you see yourself? Problem or solution? The first step is to develop self-awareness. Boy, is that not a loaded statement, because almost every situation we talk about that has any negativity in it, the first step, alcoholism, drug addiction, conversation etiquette. Oh man, so many subjects. We could flip through this book and recap all the episodes. And maybe on our anniversary, what we can do is recap all of our episodes or something. Write that down. Van Wilder. The first step is to develop self-awareness. Be more alert to decision-making moments and use it as opportunities to improve your ability to communicate better. Ask yourself, am I deliberately turning a blind eye? Am I jumping to solutions? Am I allowing stress and frustration to take control of this problem? From time to time, I like to be dramatic on this podcast, and I'm going to do it again. Let me repeat that question with emphasis. Am I allowing stress and frustration take control of this problem? That is extremely dangerous. One of my other favorite phrases is do not make a permanent mistake because you are temporarily upset. The next step is to be proactive. I hope everyone breathed with me when I did. Once you start facing and analyzing problems, your mindset will naturally begin to think of solutions. Wait, have we not also talked about the more that you don't react in anger, the more that you curb your anger, the more that you think positively and fill your mindset and your news feeds and your life with positivity?
Because you're rewiring your brain.
That by rewiring your brain, you are actually naturally, habitually going to start thinking that way.
Who's over the top now?
Listen.
Linda.
What was that? All right. Now, I said earlier that I was going to be dramatic, and I like to do that from time to time. What's going on here? People commenting on stuff?
Nope.
Okay. And that's all it takes to be part of the solution. See you on the solution side. Nice ending to your article here. If you like this story, please click the clap button. Okay. Well, anyways.
Clap on, clap off.
So that was medium.com, and the writer was Meet, M-E-E-T, Chops, C-H-O-P-Z, how to be part of the solution. So thank you for sharing that information.
So it's also, part of if you're feeding into people's negativity, right? You're not helping being a resounding board of some positive or showing someone silver lining. No, we don't want to deal with toxic positivity, as we learned from Carrie Johnston in the episode. He wasn't ready to give me episode number again.
No, stop. Stop doing that, please.
So anyways, we don't want to deal with toxic positivity, but we do want to share positivity. So we don't want to get sucked in and taken down that rabbit hole of negativity as you're talking to people. So if you're doing that and you're feeding into it, and then it's like helping to, and that's starting to bring you down, weigh you down, then you're being part of the problem. If you take, some of the negative things that are happening to you and you start to flip them, rewire your brain, find your gratitudes, do your affirmations, find your silver linings, remind yourself that every day, not, great things don't happen every day, but good things come in every day. Like that saying, I can't remember it off the top of my head exactly. And so therefore, then you will help to be part of the solution, because if you can calm your mind and be positive in situations instead of getting negative and feeding on that, then you are going to be able to find better solutions because you're going to be calmer, more focused. And so bringing it down. Okay.
What? We'll finish.
I thought you were telling me to bring it down.
Well, I was, but I did it off the screen just because your decibel level was a little high, so I could see, hey, my hands aren't here. So I went over behind myself like I was stretching. I went, oh, just.
Well, I didn't quite understand what you were asking of me.
No, I'm your partner. I'm partnering with you and tried to discreetly just a little bit. Now I feel terrible. Like I interrupted your thing and I'm on blast in front of everyone. But let this be an example of how communication works in a marriage and how you can handle the situation. I actually feel like a little bit of a jerk right now because she was on a roll doing her thing, and it was just the levels were a little high, and I'm like thinking, well, how could we be in a situation going forward, which we'll talk about this off the air, but how do we find a way to communicate with each other? Like, okay, whoa, you're like here, gotta be here, or this or that. But if you got the passion, baby, just let the passion fly then. So kick it with a tasty groove.
Okay.
Well, Why don't you tell everyone how you're feeling right now?
I have no thoughts anymore about what topic we were discussing. It's gone out of my brain.
That quickly?
Yep.
Because of the off-screen
Yep.
volume thing?
Yep.
Well, sorry, everybody. I hope I didn't ruin the episode or the Facebook Live.
It's all good in the hood. Being a part of the solution, not the problem.
Would you like to give an example of when you've been part of the problem and not the solution?
Oh, way too many times in my life have I been part of the problem, and I am continuously working on it.
Let's see. For sure when, like I'm in the car, and this has been one of mine for a million years, but I'm in the car and, excuse me. Got it. So when I'm in the car and I get a bit of road rage, which I just always seem to have always had. Now I have 2 children. One of them, which within a little over a year, is going to be possibly driving a vehicle. And thankfully we live in a rural area, but when you get to in town, you know, it's busier for sure. And there's what I probably blame on everyone else as bad drivers, but just the kids are in there and I'm just flipping out generally. So that's where I'm probably being part of the problem and not part of the solution, because I could just slow down. You're going to get there when you get there. And if you're late, that's part of your problem anyways, because you should have left the house, or maybe it's someone else's problem. I don't know. Or one of the kids or something, but either way, it's going to be there when you get there.
That you have to practice patience, you know?
I do know. Thank you so much.
And maybe, okay, so we just had this conversation the other day. I had to tell him, like, what's the common denominator here? Is it the last 10 drivers we met, or is it the one guy who thinks everyone else sucks at driving?
So, getting back to wondering if you had any examples of when you thought you were being part of the problem or part of the solution.
Right now, I'm currently a part of the problem.
No, not right now, sweetheart. But I'm thinking, like, you know, let's say like with kids, if in general, how we handle a situation, is that how we would want our children to handle the situation?
That's what I posted the other day as a reminder to myself as well as other, is how you react today is how your children will react to tomorrow. So it's like that constant reminder of, okay, would you want your children to speak this way to somebody else? Would you be okay with this? If not, then it is something that you should be changing the way that you speak to or about other people. For those of you that are not watching on the Facebook Live, he is presently...
I was playing with my zipper because she was fidgeting with her shirt, and she must have... her strings on her hooded sweatshirt, and must have noticed me just looking at her doing it. So then I thought I would get involved too and do my zipper.
We are raw and organic around this place.
If you don't know this by episode 45, you better get with the program, people, because we've been doing this for a minute.
You know, and I want to tell you, for those of you that are new and that maybe just are watching this little bit of this Facebook Live, okay.
Sorry, I freaked you out.
Oh, man. First of all, you know, back at the beginning episodes, 1 through whatever, we were a lot more stiff. At least I was. I was stiff. I was nervous. I was not as relaxed, like having conversations about our topics. So they start out rough. Okay, I'm going to warn you, if you go back and decide to re-listen to them, they start out a little rough. They certainly get better, or at least I feel like they do, because we are more confident in what we are doing. Because we've received words of affirmations from those that listen and that appreciate what we're doing, and it's like we've gotten more comfortable as well as we go.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I wanted to mention earlier, was that, too, when I was giving some of those shout outs, is we've had people share our posts, but then, you know, tag us or mention us in them and encourage others to join our group and follow our group. When she was asking for another episode number and called me out, we had like someone invite 4 other people to the group, and that's exceptional. not it's hard for me to fathom coming from where I come from and in my life. And that's where, if you listen to the other episodes, you'll get some, drop some knowledge on you there. It would be nice if you could easily, and I think Facebook or Instagram should invent this, but you should be able to go and sort posts how you want in like a group or on a page, right? Or if you want to just quickly click, go to the very original post and go through, because there's quite some heartfelt stories and posts in some of my original things, and now it's developed a little bit more, or evolved into having, you know, some of these, you know, positive, inspiring quotes and things like that, and then we type some thoughts on them. But I find that engages people too, and it lets them kind of think of things on their own. You know, just because of what I said about it, that doesn't mean that's what you feel about it, and you can share it and go from there. But I just wanted to do another additional shout out and thank people for sharing this, you know, with other people and encouraging them to follow us, and then you know, giving us some props in a sense for watching, listening,
right,
following. So
Hi,
thanks
Cindy.
again. Thanks again for all that. I saw that one. So anyways, if you are new to Positively Midwest, then we appreciate you, and thanks for jumping on board, and we hope you can learn and get inspired, and just at least fill your newsfeed with some positivity, and check out the podcast. Hopefully you like that too. So we're working on some good interviews coming up here. We'll always have good content because there's always stuff going on, and sometimes it's hours before we even record, because it's what comes, you know, or it might be something I go and talk about in a therapy session that I have, or something to that effect. So
Something we're working on in our own life or going through.
We're trying to make sure that our content and our episode content and everything is something we have gone through, something we have struggled and overcame, something that we have a passion for, or something we want to be educated on, and therefore pass that education on to you.
Yeah, because we've gone through a lot in our marriage, in our lives, you know, and so what we're hoping to do, because we always talk about there's not perfect days, and that everyone goes through hard things, and how it is of how you overcome those things. How do you become your solution instead of your problem? How do you handle and face those adversities that you're going through in life? And so that's what we're wanting to do with all of you. We're not perfect. We are learning with you, and we are wanting to help inspire you along our journey.
Yeah, and we're certainly not experts in anything, and that's why a lot of times some of the episodes are me dictating or reading articles, because, you know, it's just a way to constantly learn, and that's why some of the posts that we have are different kind of those picture quotes, but I can throw down some talent or some knowledge, talent.
Well, and then I love that our interviews, we like to mix it up. For those of you that haven't listened to all of them, we're dropping Missy's name and Megan's name, but we've also had veterans that suffered with PTSD. We have talked to sleep specialists. We have talked to college planning specialists to help ease stress off of your children. We've talked to...
I yawned twice, so I said sorry.
Oh, man. And so, we like to diversify our interview contents. We've talked to musicians that struggled with addiction. We've talked to other musicians who just really want to spread as much love and positivity in the world. Yeah. So there's a lot of great interviews out there.
Yes. So, I guess tonight's episode of How to Be a Part of the Solution, I think is, I feel good about. Those little short episodes aren't too bad either when they're, 30, 40, 50 minutes, but a lot of them are like an hour. But
it's just to help give you that little bit of mind opening, so that when you go to react to a situation, you're stopping to think, is this a part of the problem, or is this a solution? Which are you doing?
Are you being part of the problem, or are you being part of the solution?
Excellent.
So think about that the next time that you approach a situation, especially if you're around your children or your friends or family. if you're a manager, if you're an employer, if you're an employee, if you just in general, go out there and be the change, be part of the change, be part of the solution that we all need or you think that we need. Don't just go tell people swear words on Facebook and call them names. Go be part of the change. So you might see, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you'll see every so often that I will go to a larger news story and I'll just tag our business page or our page, and then I'll put hashtag stay positive. And also this evening, for those of you that are on the live, and let's say Monday evening, November 9th, we're going to work on some, hopefully finally, we're going to work on some designs and communicate with a guy about getting some gear put together. So my goal is I'd like to see beanies, even with a little ball on top, because those are old school and cool.
Palms.
Yeah. Just good old hats. I sure like me a hat. And hooded sweatshirts, lady tees, and man tees. They call them man tees? Or is that
You
like...
just did.
Is that sea cow?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Manatee.
Oh. So, Brian, our Christmas tree stays up year round. Yeah. So if you're new to this is because the tree is too big and I couldn't figure out how to take it down a few years ago and I gave up. And so we now call it our happy tree. And as we've done interviews, we were gifted some ornaments by a friend. And so now it's like our positivity ornaments and our happy tree.
Who gifted us those ornaments?
Cami Mingwasser with our CASA, the full long term of CASA, Child Advocate Services. She was in episode probably 30 something, 40 something.
Yeah. So that's why I wanted you to call it out.
I mean, we've had lots of great. And so Cami gifted us a couple of ornaments.
Episode 34.
There you go.
Episode 34.
And so it's just our happy tree. And tonight I turned on the Christmas lights. And it's okay if people are putting up their Christmas trees before Thanksgiving because they're trying to spread cheer and joy.
They're just lights. They're not really colored.
No, they're just my pretty happy lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's my positivity tree.
Yeah. Positive lights. You said Christmas lights. I
call them Christmas. And it doesn't have a star on top. That's just our ceiling lights make it look like that.
No, but I'll tell you what I saw recently because, now I can see one. What I saw recently, just because if you've listened to other episodes, I do enjoy a little bit of Star Trek, but I saw the NCC 1701, the original Star Trek show, Enterprise as a tree topper. Wouldn't that be crazy?
I'm glad our tree is up into the ceiling because it's too tall.
Honey, except that ours is like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and it's bent over in the top. She beat me to didn't let me finish.
Yep, it is bent over, touching the top. There's a big mark in the ceiling.
Also, yeah, we've had people just reach out to us through messages and stuff too, and that's super, super, super grateful for that. I'm very appreciative from the bottom of my heart. So if we're not experts, we're not professionals, but if you want to tell your story or you need to talk to somebody, I'll listen. We'll listen, but just remember too, there's a lot of people out there that are willing to help out, and sometimes it's great to tell somebody your thoughts and feelings and get that little bit of validation. And that's what I enjoy the most about therapy. And it could even be just all good stories you go in there and tell. And then someone like me that also likes to fish for compliments gets those too. Anything else, Mama Bear?
I think that's it.
We cover it?
I think so.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to close out this episode and Facebook Live simultaneous recording of episode 45. How it should be part of the solution. Hopefully we taught you, inspired you in a positive way. Right?
Right on.
You good?
Yeah.
Thank you all from the bottom of our hearts for listening to the Positively Midwest podcast. Our hope is to inspire, engage each other's thoughts, and leave you with some great advice. Be sure to join our Facebook group and follow us on Instagram at Positively Midwest Podcast. Make sure you like, comment, share, and screenshot our podcast with all your cool friends. Every little bit helps. We are on most all major platforms, and you can stream it on our website at PositivelyMidwest.com. Thank you. And as always, please always stay positive